Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are completely redefining the modern facility manager's role. We're looking at how to integrate robust, long-term sustainability into facilities management, essentially transforming the whole discipline from reactive, end-of-the-line maintenance into proactive, strategic, corporate sustainability. It's an absolutely vital shift that completely changes how we think about the buildings we work and live in every single day.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with a sustainability question, look at a real paradigm shift in FM, unpack the 14 area framework, go beyond just energy and waste, and finally, talk about greening the lease.
All right, let's jump right into part one, the sustainability question. So ask yourself, is your organization actually sustainability sensitive? I mean, it's super easy to nod and say yes, right? But the real challenge here is how we truly integrate sustainability into facilities management from day absolutely one. For way too long, sustainability in our buildings has been treated as a total afterthought, just something you retrofit after the building is already standing and operating. But to be genuinely sensitive to this, it has to be baked into the very DNA of how a facility is managed. Moving right along to Section 2, a paradigm shift in FM. Okay, take a look at this. The old way of doing things, a client hires an architect, they pass the plans to a project manager, and the poor facility manager is just handed the keys at the very end, along with all the baked-in operational headaches. But the proposed state, we bring the facility manager in right alongside the architect. It's a total game changer. Suddenly, the person who actually knows how much juice a chiller unit guzzles or how tough a certain floor is to clean is sitting at the table before the blueprint is even finalized. This completely rewrites the life cycle of the building.
Let's dive into Section 3, the 14 area framework.
When we say sustainability needs to be embedded across a building's entire life cycle, we aren't kidding. Just look at the sheer scale of this. We're talking about a massive 14 area framework. It covers the whole shebang, from management systems like ISO 14001 all the way to emissions, biodiversity, and even transport. Modern facility managers are basically the conductors of a giant environmental symphony. Let's break down the physical resources, the stuff you'd expect, but dialed way up. Energy isn't just about begrudgingly paying the electric bill anymore. It's about optimizing plant equipment and maybe even generating renewables right there on site. Water management, we're talking sophisticated interventions like porous pavements and green roofs. And waste means a hardcore, rigorous approach to recycling and handling hazardous stuff safely so it doesn't end up where it shouldn't. Next up, Section 4, Beyond Energy and Waste. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Let's talk about the marketplace. Because FM departments control some pretty hefty budgets, who you buy from is a huge sustainability lever. You aren't just buying copy paper and toner, you're making deliberate choices to procure low-impact cleaning supplies, support local, ethically farmed food for the cafeteria, and make sure IT equipment can actually be reused. That is some serious economic leverage right there. And here's a pivot you might not expect. When you hear facilities management, human rights probably isn't the first thing that pops into your head, right? But Sustainable FM is actually a fierce champion for social responsibility. It's about demanding safe, healthy working conditions, not just in your own lobby, but all the way down your global supply chains. It's about actively promoting environments that help people live healthier lives. Because remember, a building isn't an island. It's part of a living, breathing neighborhood. Facilities can totally uplift their surrounding communities. Sustainable FM means partnering with locals, creating real opportunities for the long-term unemployed and folks with disabilities, and even sharing your building's resources with charitable groups. It literally turns your facility into an engine for local and regional support. And then there's land contamination. This links FM directly to vital environmental due diligence way before any major renovation even starts. A proactive facility manager looks for historical contamination and figures out how to maximize financial incentives to clean it up. They're actually healing the environment before laying a single new brick. Finally, let's hit Section 5, greening the lease. Look, we can have all the great intentions in the world, but if they aren't actually in the contract between the landlord and tenant, they probably won't happen. Enter greening the lease. This is where sustainability gets its teeth. We're talking shared costs that incentivize saving energy, dilapidation clauses that explicitly stop people from ripping out green tech when they move out, even rules about keeping up the local landscaping and keeping noise down. It's practical, legal application. So I want to leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Based on everything we just ran through today, from integrating FM into parallel design, to the whole 14 area framework, right down to those green leasers, what sustainability measures are you going to promote and why? The way we manage our built environment is evolving incredibly fast, and the chance to make a real lasting impact on our planet is absolutely huge right now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and go out there and champion sustainability in your own spaces.